Ready? Play.
And if you're wondering what this little thing is, well, let me tell you now, whether it be tea, coffee, or merely water, it tastes so much better from a talking tennis mug. And you know what? They can be yours if you wish to purchase one from our website. We've also got bags and stickers and hoodies and notebooks. Mira Andreeva. T-shirts as well, of course, coming in both black and white. And we've got a classic jumper for you as well, and many, many other things for you to purchase for excellent prices so you can look like some of the coolest people on the tour. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell so you don't miss out on all things tennis. Hey, thanks for taking the time to, well, you haven't got any choice actually. I'm just talking at you if you like. But I'm here also to present to you why I think it's not a bad idea and not that expensive as well if you become a member. And this is how you can do it, and this is what you can gain. So if we look here at the Talking Tennis sort of home page, if you like, on YouTube, we can see this little button here which says join. It is also pinned in the live chat as well, and you can also, I think, see it just below most of our videos, certainly the live ones and so on. Now, why is it a good idea to join and become a member? Well, in the live chat, you can add little funny things, you can add emojis and all sorts of things, but possibly more importantly, you can get to access some live videos, such as this one here, where we look back on the last sort of few moments from the Billie Jean King Cup. So there are little bonuses such as this one, but there are many, many more. And in fact, if we have a quick look at all of the members only stuff, I repeat, you will see very, very quickly some of the top stuff that we've had for members only over the last 12 months since the channel began. Remember, these videos are for members only. You can become a member from as little as about $2 a month, €2 a month, £2 a month, something like that. There are various different things. Oh, and by the way, you'll also be supporting the channel. So it's a win-win-win-win scenario. Let me just show you some of the members only stuff. For example, we've got an exclusive little clip there talking to Laura Siegmund, Laura Tsurenko, her encore interview, some doubles footage there from Monastir, the Germany press conference pre-tournament Billie Jean King Cup, Claire Burrell talking as well to the media in her press conference in Monastir, Storm Hunter and Alicia Parks interview, Rebecca Masarova, her press conference, Coco Gauff exclusive for members only, albeit it was in Madrid, but these are just some of the things, some of the interviews and etc. Like Lestien here, a chat with him, Emma Navarro, and so on and so forth. So many little bonus videos available for just €2 a month. So, what are you waiting for? Become a member. Or don't. It's okay.
And I'm a friend of the show.
I am Francisca George and I'm a friend of the show.
Perfect.
Hi, my name is Susan Leemans and I'm a friend of the show.
My name is Zainab Sammaz and I'm a friend of the show.
Boom.
Hey guys, my name is Sasha Vickery and I'm a friend of the show.
Boom.
Hi, my name is Lloyd Harris and I'm a friend of the show.
Perfect.
Hi, my name is Jan Faria and I'm a friend of the show.
Boom.
Yes.
Take one. Well done.
Hi, my name is Jasmine Paulini and I'm a friend of the show.
Wow, Jasmine, you got it in one time.
Ready? Play.
Good afternoon, good evening, good morning. Welcome to this US Open clash between Jack Draper and... Oh no, Jack isn't there. What am I talking about?
He is not.
12 seconds before I mentioned him, Fergus.
Oh, that's fine. You've given me enough time to grieve. I'm happy to.
Did Venus and Layla win their doubles?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
4-3.
I saw they were winning, so I thought, okay. And I saw lots of people excited about them on the timelines of Twitter.
Yeah. I think Jose said that Venus should change plans about not playing tennis outside the US and go play on the main tour with Layla in Asia for the rest of the year and see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. If she wants to, she can.
But it's whether she wants to. Like, we'll probably. I mean, wild cards won't be an issue, right? Like, that's
no.
It's whether she wants to step away from the US. And I mean, when was the last time she played a tournament outside the US? 21?
No, she played in the UK, a grass court singles match or two.
Eastbourne in 22.
Eastbourne, yeah,
23,
I think.
Was it 23?
Yeah, 23. Because Talking Tennis was in existence then, and it wasn't in the summer of 22. So, yeah, 23. She played Ostapenko and lost, and she beat Camilla Giorgi, I think. And did she not play Wimbledon in the end that year?
Pass.
They were planning to play that and then not play Wimbledon. But then she might have also... She had a leg strapping, I remember, during that tournament in Eastbourne. So, sorry, not Eastbourne. It was Birmingham, I think. Nurlan is here, by the way.
Obviously, Nurlan just seems to appear whenever I'm here. She did play Wimbledon in 23.
Okay, she lost first round then, did she?
She did. Svitolina 4-3.
Okay. Svitolina, I think, went on to get to the quarters, I'm going to say, that year. So maybe a 4-3 loss, aged reasonably well. I think she, made the quarters, I think, and maybe beat Iga en route. I'm just trying to think. Or Iga lost to someone else in the quarters.
She made the semis.
Beat Iga in the quarters.
She did beat Iga in the quarters. She lost to the eventual champion, Von Druspa.
Yeah, exactly. It was a good year for Wimbledon, I thought, in terms of the latter stages on the women's side at least. Men's final as well.
I'll tell you what, that is really not a bad run from Svitolina. Williams, Mertens, Kenin, Azarenka, Swiatek, and then Von Druspa.
Wow, there's about 15 Grand Slams in there. Let's do it again. Start again. So Venus is, I'm going to guess 6, but it could be 7.
I think it's 6. Mertens, Kenin is 1, Azarenka.
Just a second. Venus Williams has won 5 Wimbledons and 2 US Opens. So that's 7.
Then Kenin is 1.
Yeah.
8. Azarenka.
Yeah. Oof. 2 is it for Azarenka? Jake will be annoyed. How many slam wins?
I think it is 2. But she's had like
2 times. Yeah.
It says 10.
It says 10, yeah.
And then Iga
is 6.
6 now. Yeah. So that's 16.
And
then Von Druspa's 1, so 17.
Yeah. I'm just checking. Iga is 6. 4 French Opens, I think. 1 US.
1 US and
1 Wimbledon, of course. Yeah, that's decent. It's a nice spread as well across 7.
That is very nice.
Nurlan's got a second point for you as well.
He's
prolific.
No, I haven't ever thought about that, Nurlan. But if you're willing to buy me some land, that means I'm given that title. Then I'll happily take it off your hands.
Does Bublik have a chance?
Yes and no. I mean, he hasn't been broken yet this week, and Chapo even managed to get a set off Jannik, which I really wasn't expecting. And
he
Chapo actually did well regrouping.
Yeah.
But we do know that Chapo has this ability to produce just unreal stuff for a short period of time.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was a little strange to see Jannik double fault on set point when he's usually so good in these like high pressure situations. But yeah, maybe Bublik can take a set off him tonight if Bublik decides to not play the same shot twice. If the serve is fully firing, it's gonna be tricky. But then like Jannik just seems he'll find a game where he completely locks down on the return, and suddenly it's really tough for Bublik to get a look. Yeah,
4-2. 4-2 is the head-to-head, by the way.
Yeah, for me this is 4. But then again, there is the little chip on the shoulder that says that Bublik could possibly do it in 5. As the only man to beat Sinner in the last 13 months, that name isn't Carlos Alcaraz.
I think it could go. I mean, I don't expect a Bublik easy win, say 3 sets. I do expect Jannik to prevail, and I think 4 sets is probably the safest or one of the more likely options. But the paths to victory, a little bit like with Chapo and a little bit like some other loose cannons on the tour, there is a path to victory for Alexander Bublik. Unlike, 98% of the tour, even maybe Novak Djokovic right now might struggle to find a path to victory. Now, that's not me suggesting that Bublik is close to GOAT levels. But Chapo, for example, can blast his way to a set, can even just take advantage of a slight drop in form from Jannik and put himself up a break in the third as well. Bublik similarly can serve bombs for 1 set, get to a tie break, and who knows? He can upset the rhythm of Jannik in another set, can play funny games, and I mean that in the best possible sense, as in like his tennis, and maybe win another. Of course, winning 3 out of 5 is even more difficult than 2 out of 3, for example, which is obviously what he did in Halle this year. It's just a pity we didn't get this match at Wimbledon, I think, rather than I could be regretting that comment, and I hope I am in a couple of hours from now as we enter a classic match tonight. But we could get a real classic on our hands. I've got Bublik serving first. I guess that means he won the toss. But look at that, Jannik already getting his racket on balls that probably Bublik wasn't normally getting back in all these other matches he's played in New York so far without being broken.
I don't know where you are.
I reckon I'll be behind you. That's my normal situation, especially on my big screen. My big screen is slower than my small screen. In other words, when I put the match on my phone, I tend to be a bit faster. I'm at 15 love, by the way.
Yeah.
I'm love 15. I'm now at love 30.
Yeah. I am 1 point ahead of you.
You'll be with Google, basically.
Yes, I am. I am with Google. Couple start returns there from Jannik that just like any other player, just apart from Carlos, just it's not really on the table. And Bublik coming out big early.
I'm going to go on my phone, which is a little bit faster. Probably about 15 seconds faster and hopefully closer to reality. And we've got Bublik on the baseline in the middle of a rally right now. For both players on the baseline, backhand from Jannik cross court. Bublik tries to go big down the line and fails, 30-40. Where am I compared to you now?
I have Bublik serving a second serve and doubles.
Yeah, you. Okay, you're still even further ahead. Yeah.
Bublik doubles and Jannik breaks immediately.
Which doesn't bode well.
No, it really doesn't.
He hasn't been broken all tournament. And there we go.
Everyone's talking about, he hasn't been broken all tournament. Like, maybe he can just serve bomb his way out of this. Oh, no, he's been broken immediately. First game.
It was even mentioned, quite rightly so, by the way, just before going on court by the the pre-match interviews you get in New York as they walk down the Like, what is it you most respect about your opponent? But the other question was, like not being broken. What's your plan? I think he said not to get broken in the first game. I think he said that.
He spoke it into existence.
Indeed. So
Morning,
Jannik is
Jake.
broken. And hi, Jake, and hi, Nerlan as well. I'm surprised Nerlan is here. Jake, given that he does night shifts, has all sorts of weird and wonderful sleeping patterns. By the way, are you happy with Lehman's coming or Lammens coming and Martinez not, or indifferent or perplexed or don't know?
I mean, anyone will do, right? Anyone but those two Muppets that we have at the moment.
Nerlan was going to get his gloves out.
Yeah, I think Nerlan would probably... I mean, if Nerlan's over 6'1", I think it would have taken him, to be honest.
And he's a fan of cats as well, so maybe he's...
Oh, excellent. I'm sure he would have been great.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm fine with Lammens. I haven't seen an awful lot of him.
I've basically seen nothing. Jake, I think, has an opinion or two as well on that. I'm sure
Jake loves an opinion, especially on Fabrizio. And I love
Oh, yeah, right. He actually, I wonder, I think Jake's opinions on football are even stronger than his tennis opinions.
I agree.
I'm glad he missed my hesitancy over Azarenka.
Yeah, you would have been dead.
If Nerlan made one save per game, it would already be an upgrade indeed. 30 love here for Jannik, by the way.
Mm-hmm. This, at the moment, is not boding well. Bublik hasn't really been able to properly fire on one yet.
See, I know Jannik has leaked a set against Chapeau. I think the other matches were straights, were they, for Jannik? I'm going to check.
Yeah. All straights for Jannik. Was broken a couple times, but nothing to be like that isn't, natural sort of stuff.
But again, yeah, I mean, he's maybe the best server in the world right now. Maybe. Djokovic is basically the other one that springs to mind in terms of being the best server in the world. I mean, Bublik would be in the conversation. Other years, I think I would include Zverev in this conversation, but this year, I just think he's just an all-round game since Australia's been.
Watching Djokovic Norrie.
Yeah, I saw bits of that, and I know which bits in particular you're thinking about.
I was like, oh my God, this serving is unreal.
Yeah.
Like, it's just untouchable.
Was that, because I honestly, and this is being serious, I'm not pulling your leg here. Was that Norrie maybe not being amazing at returning, or maybe not being able to get his racket on balls and stuff, or was the serving that? And it could be both, or a bit of both, or more Novak than Cam.
I think it was more Novak than Cam, mainly because I say this purely because that was probably the best I've seen Norrie return in about 2 years. Especially in the breaker in the second. And the first game of the third was the best returning I've ever seen Cam play. As Sinner holds to 30 for 2 love.
As it got to 40-30, and I'm still at 40-30 on my... I've got 40-15 on my TV and 40-30 on my phone. As it got to 40-30, I was thinking, okay, this could get to juice. And then we've got something to talk about.
But it's not like Novak's firing down these like crazy speeds, like 135.
It was hitting the spots, right?
It was hitting spots so well. I think the first time we got to that Cam won 2 points on the Novak serve, we were 6-4 4-all.
Yeah, that's about when I switched off, actually, about that point.
6-4, 6-5, Novak serving to stay in the set.
Oh, okay. I think, did Novak go up a break in the second and then lose it again? Did that happen? Or am I imagining?
He had love 40.
Okay. I know I switched off at some point thinking this match is done. And then the next day I woke up and I was like, oh, no, it took a set. It might have been in early stages of the second and they were just on serve, but Cam wasn't laying a glove. There was another match that it was Struffy yesterday. that I switched off. I think it was a set and a break, and I just thought, okay, I'm switching off. And there have been others with Novak like that as well that have happened at various different times of the day, and either I've gone to sleep or I've switched off just because it's been like, I think now he's pulling away. The one that I was really gripped with until even just the last 3 or 4 games actually was Lerner Teen. Even though he's dropped sets elsewhere, the Teen one had drama into the third set because Teen broke early in the third set. Djokovic broke back immediately, but then you're wondering, is he going to be okay physically because he was at death's door at the end of the second set? It was only when he pulled away from Teen in the third that you were like, oh, okay, this is done.
Well, 2 big serves from Bublik gets him out of trouble. Gets
in
him
the first of the 2. Yeah.
I mean, it hasn't been a great start from Bublik by any means, to be honest. After all this talk about how well he's been serving and how he's been playing, he's come out the blocks.
Nerlan wants to know, are we already in Pegula versus Anisimova final territory?
No.
No, I think of all the combinations, that might be not the least likely, but one of the least.
I think that...
I mean, basically, any final that doesn't have Igor or Arena in it. So,
Arena in it, yeah.
I can see one of them not making it, but yeah.
You can't talk about... Yikes.
I mean, Anisimov's not even in the quarters yet. But
sorry. Just watching the point play out. I will spoil it for you.
Mainly
because Bublik has been broken twice. And it's 3-love, Jannik, after not being broken for 3 matches in a row and surviving a 5-setter without being broken.
Yeah.
He's now been broken twice in 2 goes.
He's also unbeaten since Wimbledon, by the way, because he won his 2 previous titles on the clay post Wimbledon.
He is unbeaten since Wimbledon.
Yeah, I mean, just to think about the women's final, who is the third favorite right now? Do you think it's Osaka? Just having a look at the draw, we've got Pegula, Krejcikova, Mukova, Osaka, Swiatek against Anisimova or Haddad Maia, and the other quarterfinal is Sabalenka Vondrousova. So yeah, mate. So basically, who's third favorite among these that I'm about to mention? Anisimova, Haddad Maia. I don't think you can choose either of those because they've got to play Iga next, and they're not even in the quarterfinals yet. Pegula, Krejcikova, Mukova, Osaka, or Vondrousova.
I would put Pegula above Osaka, and purely because I don't know. I just have a feeling that Osaka can kind of is still prone to have this dip like she did against Mboko in the final, where she just gets so far inside her own head and then suddenly the game just completely disappears.
But it's between those 2, isn't it? Yeah. So anyway, but that Anisimova and Pegula, yeah. Anyway, yeah. But Anisimova, I think, has got a long way to go. Put it that way. I'd love to see it, but
be great, and I'm sure she would love a shot at redemption after Wimbledon, but she needs to get there first.
Yeah, I think she will, though, right? What do you think?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, no, she'll beat Haddad Maia, 100%. I'm convinced about it. I'm surprised. I'm pleasantly surprised that Haddad Maia's returned all her points from last year.
Yeah, I think the draw's maybe not been okay for her. I just, every time she was playing someone, I'm like, listen, Haddad Maia can't buy a win at the moment, but she's beating Zachary and she's beaten Kartal and she's beaten, well, Golubic I thought she might have a problem with, but yeah.
Yeah, well.
The Kartal match, did you see that? Because that was like walking wounded at the end.
Yeah, I mean, I actually think Kartal probably would have beaten her if she'd didn't look like she actually couldn't stand on one leg at the end.
Yeah, they played struggling too, but it was just
they played at Indian Wells and Kartal 1-2 and 1. It was quite a strange match, but after that it seemed to have just breathes life into her. And it's like that, isn't it? You can't buy a win and then suddenly you get a tough one and it all starts clicking into place. And this is a big week for Haddad Meyer as well, because she was practically defending all of her points in the next 2 weeks.
Nerlan, I don't have real estate in either Germany nor London, but yeah, maybe you do, Nerlan. Nerlan owns some hotels, I think. You're going to walk past some hotels over the next few years in various parts of the world. The Ramanathanov Inn, for example. You go, oh, okay.
The thing that scares me the most is that I could walk past Nerlan on the street and not have any idea that it was him.
Yeah, he might be following you around Sainsbury's for all you know.
That's slightly concerning.
2 game points for Jannik.
Bublik he hasn't found a rhythm yet. He hasn't found anything yet, really. But then again, this wouldn't surprise me if this first set's 6-1 or 6-2, and then Bublik breaks early in the second.
Mm-hmm.
These are the patterns of tennis, I'm afraid.
In the French Open, it was like, I think it got to 5-love and he won a game, and there was the whole cheering after he wins that one game, and you're like, okay, the problem is that we need a match as well, and we'd hoped for a match there. I mean, I think on clay, although Bublik has done some good stuff, but anyway, but actually the second set did get exciting. I think they got to 5-all. And I think maybe Bublik was winning some interesting points, and maybe
I think Bublik had break point, didn't he?
Yeah, may have done. Yeah, I remember it being super, super interesting. I didn't quite believe, but I still thought it was super interesting.
I think Bublik had 2 break points at 5-all, didn't take them, and then was broken for further set. I think.
Yeah, something like that. I agree. I think the third set only had 1 break. Was it 6-3, 6-4, maybe?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. Because everyone was kind of thinking, well, this is like the surface. They're like, Bublik can keep it like really different, really fresh. Then he has a chance of taking this long and deep. And the longer you take it against Jannik, the more you feel like you have a chance.
Yeah, he's never won a match over 4 hours.
Yeah, I do feel that is still the one glaring weakness. Well, not glaring. The one weakness that if you take it deep and you take it really long, then I feel like he's almost there. You level the playing field a little bit. But unfortunately, he's too good to take it to 4 hours unless your name's Carlos Alcaraz. So he never really gets to that.
He did look all right though against Carlos in that 5
Yes,
set.
he did. He did look fine. But then it's just strange that he just looks so. He plays these points and he just looks he looks so much more puffed than his opponent does. I think he played an absolute blinder against, I can't remember who it was, and then he looked absolutely puffed, and I can't remember who he was playing, but he looked fine. But yeah, a lot of leaning on his racket and stuff. But yeah, it's just his way of playing, I guess. And Bublik gets on the board.
Okay, I've just seen the double fault in the previous point.
Gets on the board 4-1.
Yeah. Any other tennis from today? The Mukova. I don't know if you saw much of the other tennis. Mukova against Kostyuk was a lot of fun.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah,
Mukova. Well, I'm currently touching wood. We're praying that nothing happens and that it stays this way. Because
she can stay healthy.
Yeah, because it's been so tricky for her to stay healthy and play her best tennis. Because it's either she's not playing her best tennis and she's healthy, or she plays her best tennis and then gets injured. It's like we can't have both. So I'm hoping that she can stay healthy. Osaka, well, Goff just never looked convinced. That you were never convinced when with Goff today. and I kind of
No.
could see it coming.
Actually, I sort of I could see it coming, but I also thought, you know what? I think finally Goff is going to arrive in this tournament because I think she's not played great. I think she did. I agree with you and your comments, and I forget who was alongside you. Maybe Brenner for the first round match against Tomljanovic. That was a high class,
yeah, Brenner
high class
and
and then Isabel fine as well. But the other matches, she was not looking great, even Frech at the weekend. So. But I was like, okay, now it's second week. Now it's time to flex your muscles and show your confidence has come back. But no, it never came. Now, obviously, Osaka did her part. By the way, Naomi Osaka, do you know her interesting stat regarding quarterfinals at Slams?
Is she like ridiculously good? Is it like what 7 and 7?
Basically, no, it's not that much, but it's actually kind of better, but not as no, it's both better and worse. Anyway, whatever. Here we go. She gets to a quarterfinal of a slam and she wins the tournament. That's so she's been in 4 quarterfinals and she's won 4 Grand Slams.
There you go.
But until today, I don't think she'd beaten a top 5 opponent in any of those slam runs. I think that's another another stat.
It's interesting. That's always a big always a good question is what is their biggest win at a slam or ranking wise, like for players. It's like I'm trying to think about Bublik's biggest win.
At a slam, I don't know.
It's probably Draper, to be honest. 5.
Right, winning against Draper in the French this year, you mean?
Yeah, 5.
So Draper 5,
ranking. Yeah,
because he's not beaten, the big 3, or he's not beaten Carlos or Jannik. So that's sort of the top 2 players in the world. Sort of.
I wonder if he's had Fritz. No, I don't think so.
Alec
no, I think it. Yeah, Alec Baldwin on screen is Jannik holds to love. They actually. That must have been an ace down the tee because they haven't actually switched on my screen from Baldwin yet. And the score disappeared. So that must have been an ace down the tee and they decided not to show it, instead show Alec Baldwin's reaction. But, that's fine. Yeah, I think it must be. Unless he had a really big win against like Stefanos maybe a couple of years ago when he was 3 in the world or...
Yeah, but I'm sure he may well have beaten Stefanos, but not in Australia, for example, in 23 or
not in 23, no.
Or Medvedev. I don't think he's beaten him at a slam now.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, so that Draper win is probably it at 5.
Probably it.
Where's Draper in the live rankings? Because he'll be dropping a load of points from New York.
7.
Okay.
If De Minaur beats Jose Aliassime, will be 8.
Okay.
But then who's Musetti? Oh, that's not going to cut it. Yeah, that drop shot from Bublik was not good enough. For Jannik, anyway. I mean, Chapo played that absolutely outstanding drop shot, and Jannik still got there. So on that, what was it? 5-3. Chapo 15-30. But yeah, Draper's 7. De Minaur wins against Jersey and be 8. De Minaur probably with his best opportunity to make a slam semi-final.
Yeah, because a year ago I think he played Jack, didn't he? At the quarter stage, was it quarterfinals when he played Draper?
Yeah.
He was really struggling physically.
Yes, he was.
He'd sort of got himself back as best as he possibly could after getting injured at Wimbledon, but a kind of Tommy Paul scenario where, and in a way Jack Draper scenario to some extent, just this US Open, or that US Open came a bit too early for him, just a week or two too early. But yeah, no, definitely. But then, Musetti's been in so it's Felix he's playing, is it De Minaur?
Yeah, Felix.
So Felix and Musetti have been in slam semis before. Felix, for example, in New York 4 years ago, I think it was.
Yes.
At that time, by the way, Felix was on a real, considering how inconsistent he's been since and how, in fact, consistently not good at slams since, he was on a real tear from that semi-final, as I see Sinner passes Bublik for 40-30. He was on a real tear because he got to the semis in New York in 2021. He got to the quarters in Australia in 2022, and he had a match point, albeit on the Medvedev serve. And we know where Medvedev was at that point. I think he was in and around the world number one spot. I think that might have been around the time he got to his sort of 1 or 2 weeks he had at number one, I think.
Yeah.
Anyway, but he also obviously was in a great moment in his career, just won his one and only Grand Slam in New York before. And then Felix got to the 4th round in the French Open, and you might go, well, that's nothing special. But clay is his worst surface, and he pushed Rafa to 5. And, you know, the number of people that have beaten Rafa at the French Open or pushed him to 5 is probably less than 10 in tennis history.
I think it's probably about 6 or 7.
I mean, Novak, Novak has beaten Rafa twice at the French Open, I'm going to say.
So Soderling. Oh, is Jannik
Soderling once?
No, he's made it.
Oh, we've got a set point for Jannik, yeah.
And that is game and first set 6-1 to Sinner. Breaks 3 times in the set.
Yeah. He'd also been in the quarters at Wimbledon in 21 as well. So he'd been basically at the quarters, or he'd been at the 4th round or deeper at all of the slams in a row, and it was a great run for him. But and then he went on a tear at the end of 2022 indoors, as he often does. Makes the ATP finals, beats Rafa at the ATP finals. I actually thought that he might well be the biggest threat to Novak there, but in the end, he didn't even make the semis, I don't think. And then basically, that is it. Now, I know he's picked up the odd title since then, especially again indoors, but that is it for him. And until now, back in the quarterfinals at a slam.
I'd have one query for you.
Sure.
Do you think that Novak plays ATP finals this year, or do you think he skips it?
Probably doesn't play it.
Because you think about it and you're like, oh, he probably skips it, doesn't he? So if you're sitting at 9 in the race, you're probably thinking there's a high chance that you're getting a spot, even if you finish
right. Yeah. So
like,
you're also thinking of Jack. Where's Jack in the race?
Jack's now 9 in the 8.
Oh,
8.
8 in the race.
No, 9 in the race. 9 in the race.
Is he really? Okay.
Yeah. Because hasn't played since Wimbledon. Hasn't played since Wimbledon. Didn't play pretty much for all of February apart from Doha.
Mm-hmm.
There have been spots where he's missed out on points that you'd like the cheap points for like the big players in the season. He's not
getting
needs to. Is why he's playing in Chengdu probably, and be his first top 50 since
regarding Novak. I think there's a good chance that he. I don't think. What I would say is, if I had to put money on it, I don't think he'll shut down his season after New York and until Australia, for example. I just don't see that because although he is all about the slams, you know, if he may still be all about the slams, but he knows that to give himself chances, for example, and keep his ranking high-ish and give himself chances in Australia, you know, he has to play some matches probably between now and then. He'll play a warm-up tournament, I expect, before Australia because he won't play a lot of tennis at the back end of the season. It's not like Jannik and Carlos who are just playing, and Zverev too, and all those other players who are just playing non-stop until November, and therefore they need every single day before that Australian Open begins. He'll be in the opposite scenario. I think he might do something like last year and do the Asian swing and then shut it down.
Yeah, probably play Shanghai. And then,
because he's got a lot of fans out there. I think he missed lots of times not playing there. He doesn't have anything to prove in terms of Paris, Bercy, or the ATP finals.
The one thing I would ask you is, do you think the ATP finals is the 5th biggest tournament on tour?
Probably. It depends on you and your situation, doesn't it? If it's one you've never won and you've won Indian Wells twice, then maybe it is bigger for you in a way because you really desperately want that on your CV. Same the other way around, because Indian Wells is the obvious one as the so-called Slam. Now, of course, the Olympics is fifth in Olympic years, but I mean, it gives you 1,500 points, doesn't it? Winning the title there, that tells you something. It is a really tough one to win because you've got to beat,
everyone.
You've got to beat everyone. Now, you could say, yeah, but you can afford a loss, and that's true, but that can put you in all sorts of trouble in that group stage. I think it's a stellar one, and so there's a good case. There's a good case for it. It's either that or Indian Wells, I guess.
Oh, that centre backhand is so good. It's the only tournament on tour where you can lose a match and still win the tournament.
Yeah. Well, if you don't include qualifiers and get through as a lucky loser and go on to win the tournament.
True. Yes.
Yeah, I'm just seeing that backhand cross court.
Yeah. Too good.
Yeah, but that's not me saying he won't play ATP finals.
Yeah.
He probably right now doesn't know. He'll see how he feels in 3 or 4 days of this tournament.
Talking about it, and he said that his only schedule right now is slams.
Yeah.
So, but again, you say it's unrealistic that his schedule is entirely slams and that he plays no tennis in between, because how can he possibly keep up?
I think he'd like to keep his ranking at a reasonable level, top 8, for example, and maybe
top 8 is probably key. Means that he'd wait till the quarters to play
Jannik or
Carlos or Jannik. Yeah.
Jannik is held after Bublik goes long. So that's it. So keep top 8, and therefore I think unless he wins the US Open, I think he'll have to play some matches, and I think it's probably one or the other. I guess it's either Asian swing but he wants to spend time at home as well. You can tell more and more that when you hear him speak. So again, he might therefore go, you know what, I did the Asian swing last year, this year. And therefore, it's another year without slam, and to win another ATP Tour finals would just be, pretty wild again. I think he's won maybe 5 or 6. There's a tournament in Greece, a 250 tournament that's moved from Belgrade, and I've seen him tweeting about it. Interestingly, which is really curious because it's taken the spot of Belgrade on the calendar. And I did see an article and some suggestions about where he's at in terms of the government in Serbia right now, where I think there used to be a bit of a love-in, but there's not anymore. He's obviously still immensely popular back home, and if he did decide to have a political run at some point in his career, he'd probably have a very good chance of winning. But it's very interesting. This article mentioned the Greece, the Athens, because he would seem to be, you'd think that he'd be devastated by Belgrade losing a tournament and Athens getting one. Oh my goodness me, that drop shot from Bublik was shocking.
Yeah. What I'm currently looking at is Bublik being absolutely rattled that he's serving down 125, 130 mile an hour down the tee, and Jannik's finding some depth on the return, and then he's trying to mix it up, and he's getting it all wrong. Don't think he's hit a good drop shot yet today.
Well, this going late is at the moment doesn't look that way, but of course 3 or 4 holes of serve from both players, and suddenly we're in a slightly different situation.
Absolutely.
He's got to 30 all there. He puts his hand up. There must have been a slight miss.
The slight backhand cross court was just clipped the net.
Okay.
I mean, it didn't really affect Jannik that much. But it's fourth double.
Is it a double?
Bublik, and his break point again for the 4th break of the match for Jannik.
Yeah, this number of doubles is pretty costly.
It's timing as well. I think 2 of them have come at 30 all. That's not going to cut it. Oh my word, he's got away with that. That is That is jailbreak right there from Bublik.
I'm watching that now. Oh, I see it's going to be a smash, and I'm guessing it's... Oh, okay, the volley, okay.
Bublik survives. Juice.
Yeah,
Well,
Jannik.
it just takes one tough hold. One tough hold. I mean, he's only held once in the match, so...
I mean, he's got to get some holds under his belt, and then we'll start thinking about the Jannik serve. It's going to be another break point.
This is a combination for me. This isn't like like Sinner Lehechka at Roland Garros, where it was like scary.
Sinner also had a match in Rome that was pretty scary. I think it was against Casper Ruud.
Ruud, yeah, that was frightening. This is a combination of Sinner having a very strong level and Bublik really not being anywhere near as good as he'd want to be tonight.
Mm-hmm.
He's not hitting his spots on serve, and
his drop shots are failing. And he's one of the better drop shotters in the game for sure.
Yeah, and he hasn't landed one yet tonight, and that's another double. Fifth of the night and third to create a break point for Jannik. Will be his second serve as well for Jannik.
He seems to be annoyed at himself.
It's back-to-back doubles, and the Sinner, Bublik breaks himself.
Oh, another double. That's wild. 3 in that game, I think.
Yep, 3 in the game. Brenner will be absolutely furious right now. Well, we're 4 breaks already of the Bublik serve. Sinner's been good, but he's been he's not been crazy. It's not like there's been an outrageous passing shot from 50 yards behind the baseline that's been a joke. It's just been nice and solid and hitting his spots.
I just want to get the stats for this match. Maybe on the US Open website. WTA stats, by the way, are very disappointing. They don't even give you winners and unforced errors, at least on the website.
Which is really bad because that's probably the 2 fundamentals I'd like to know, to be honest.
Probably, yeah, the first 2 for sure.
Yeah. Then probably first serve win. You were talking about Felix earlier and how good he's been this week. Have to remember that this is sort of this actually kind of has come out of nowhere, to be honest. He had a great start to the season.
Yeah, he did. He won. Did he win 2 titles maybe in that?
He won Adelaide. No.
Yeah.
Yeah, Adelaide. Yes, Adelaide, and then Montpellier.
Okay. Yeah. Didn't he go out early in Australia, sort of in between? Have I got that right?
Second round, he was 2 sets to love up against Davidovich Fokina and then lost. Same happened in the French. He was 2 sets to love up and then lost to Arnaldi. Arnaldi, I think. And something similar happened last Wimbledon, as in not the one just gone, but the one before against Kokkinakis. He had multiple match points on serve and lost. 2 sets to love up. So the point I'm trying to get at is I think it was 3 out of the last 4 slams or something. Before this year's Wimbledon, he had gone out early after being 2 sets to love up and then throwing it away. So this is a bit of a mental fight back from Felix. Very impressive. That a 125 second serve into the backhand, that's not very nice.
7 double faults from Bublik across his service games today.
I think it's
122,
that you can't be giving Jannik 3 points as it is, especially at those sorts of moments in games.
Yeah.
But, it's not that simple, is it? And Sinner holds for 3-love pretty easily. Haven't had a break point yet, has Bublik. Jannik absolutely cruising through at this current moment.
I didn't expect this level of gap. If you'd said that Jannik wins the first set and he's up a break in the second, but I didn't expect him to win 9 of the first 10 games.
Yeah. If you told me that Sinner won the first and it's a breakup, I think it'd be something like 6-4, 2-1.
Yeah.
It's just not. It's frustrating for Bublik at the moment. Hasn't been able to create this, flair on court. Hasn't had a moment to ignite the crowd.
And he's won 20. So obviously he's got those 7 double faults. Then you throw in the fact that he's winning 27% of his second serves. So that's kind of interesting because it's kind of damned if you do, damned if you don't. Because let's imagine that it's not anxiety and a tightness in the arm, and he's just going big on those second serves, which I guess he might well be, and that's causing him to double fault as often. Okay, fine. But then surely if you're going big on those second serves and you're landing them in, you should be winning more than 27% of those second serves. If that's the tactic.
What is this? Yeah, well, there you go.
25% he's won on a second serve.
That's not a number that you will want to look at, unfortunately.
No. And if you were just being super careful and you hadn't hit a double fault, you go, okay, maybe you should hit a couple of double faults, but he's hit 7.
Sinner with the backhand cross-court pass. Bublik, that was a late decision to come forward from Bublik, and he paid the price. Multiple players have said that Sinner is the best sliding backhand in the game.
He hesitated there as well, you're right. Oh, he's seeing the funny side of it. I mean, Bublik just needs to get a run at Wimbledon, and I mean a quarterfinal or something, and avoid Jannik and maybe Carlos, but
well, he had his big chance, didn't he, against Rublev?
Yeah, he took Rublev to 5 in 2023. But I was thinking this year in particular, with the form he was in, winning Halle and obviously the post-Wimbledon form that we saw.
Yeah. It was. Who did he lose to first round? It was
Drop shot is made, but Jannik is going to punish it, I think. Yes, 15-30. Who did he lose to at Wimbledon? Good question. It was first round. Oh, Munar, I think.
It was, yeah. My word. Munar's sneakily had a very good year.
Yeah.
Made the semis in Dallas.
Final in Dallas. I think he lost to Chapman.
Also beat Shelton on an indoor hard court.
Okay.
Then he's had plenty of good results.
Fourth round here. Beat Bublik at Wimbledon.
Yeah. Sinner has another break point with another double. He does hold. Sinner goes wide. Fourth round here. I believe I'm trying to think. There was another big
early
result.
in Rio. I know that he lost to Faria and Jamie Faria in Rio. I remember that.
Yes, I was there for that match. Well, I wasn't there, but I was streaming. That was Brenner's first match.
Okay, yeah, I think you touched on that the other day.
Yeah.
Yes.
Bublik,
You are right. Semi-finals in Dallas. Sorry.
yes,
Semi-finals in
thought
Dallas.
so. Lost to Rude.
Yeah, you're right.
Had was a breakup in the third or something like that. Was close.
Semi-finals in Hong Kong.
Yes, lost to
No.
Nishikori.
No, Muller.
Muller.
Mm-hmm.
Bublik does hold. Saves break point does that hold, so gets on the board in the second set.
Casper Ruud, a bit of a nemesis for him this year with beating him in Australia as well.
It's funny because Ruud's had another really, really average year, and yet he's got the biggest title of his career, and probably the moment that he's been waiting for however long.
Yeah, he deserves a 1,000. Bearing in mind he's been in 3 Slam finals, even though his career has not been as successful in terms of career high rankings and 1,000 titles, he now only has one. I mean, he's not going to be world number 1. So, like Zverev and like Tsitsipas, really, although Tsitsipas seems like it's a million miles away. But these guys only have one objective left.
To win a Slam.
Exactly. I mean, Casper Ruud, of course, it would be nice for him to win another 4 1,000s and get back in the top 5, maybe in the world, but what that does not really, you're not achieving a huge amount that you haven't already achieved. Yeah. That's not. I don't think any of those 3 players. I certainly think Tsitsipas won't. The problem Casper has is I think there is only one Slam. I know he's been in a US Open final in the past, but it is French Open or bust. And he's had a very disappointing year there this year. I mean, I know he was injured, so that's unfortunate, but yeah.
Bublik winning 59% behind his first serve is, as someone that serves as big as he does, as Sinner holds to love, don't think Bublik returned one there in that game. We're absolutely racing through.
Jannik is 93% on first serve. He's 13 from 14.
Yeah.
Which is another reason why we're racing through. So it's not just Bublik erring with the double fault, etc. It's also Jannik just...
Yeah, Jannik just motoring along.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it was the press, the quote from Tsitsipas from 21 saying that him, Zverev and Medvedev can make the next big 3.
Yeah.
And for a little while, it looked like they weren't that far off, but never at the same time.
Yeah, not as a collective, yeah.
Not as a collective. Obviously...
Billie Jean King, I think it is. No, Mary Carrillo, tell a lie. Mary Carrillo had said regarding the big 3 that they used to hunt in packs. And that's one of the reasons why they kept winning the Slams, was the fact that you might, like Tsitsipas, beat Federer in Australia, but then you've got to beat Rafa in the semis. And if you do that, you play
Novak in the final.
And of course, he ran into Rafa and goes out in straight sets. And that scenario happens so often for those guys. You might beat one, but you can't beat all 3. And by the way, you probably won't beat one in a Slam. I mean, Zverev used to run into Novak at Slams, and I don't think he's ever beaten Novak at a Slam.
Well, he technically has.
Oh, he beat him this year, didn't he, in Australia? Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that might well be his first one in Slam.
But so, I mean, beat is a...
Team, of course, won the US Open without having to play any of the 3 because we didn't know at the time, but basically Roger was in the middle of a spiral that would end in retirement, albeit I know he did come back the following year for Wimbledon and have a stint at the French Open. Rafa skipped that one in New York and focused on the French. And Novak, of course, decided to... I saw a replay of that the other day, actually, the little whack of the ball against the line judge.
Yes, I saw it as well, actually. Yeah.
I think it must have been an anniversary, so it came up.
I'm just currently sitting at love 30. Sinner. Well, I've just been realised that we've been playing for 47 minutes.
Okay.
Which is we're just absolutely flying through this. Mainly because, yikes. Yeah.
I almost I want the third set now, and then sure if that's a what, but just get the third set now and then see what happens.
I always find it a bit weird that Rafa and Murray never faced in a slam final. Ever.
Yeah. And also Roger and Rafa never played each other at the US Open.
No.
And they were close, like I think at least twice. They were 1 point away. Yeah.
Seeing that Rafa and Andy always used to face in semi-finals. Or
yeah. I think Andy won one in New York. I'm gonna say in 2000 and maybe 2012.
Yes.
Was it when Andy won it? Maybe that year.
Well, yeah, he did win it that year. Yeah.
And was it that year that they played? I don't know. He certainly played one semi-final against him. It might even have been earlier than that and lost. Wimbledon, there was 2 or 3, maybe.
Yeah, 2 or 3. I think 2012. I think played him in the semi, and then obviously lost to Federer in the final.
No, he didn't beat Rafa at Wimbledon that year. I think let me check. I could be wrong. Let me see. But I don't think he beat Rafa at Wimbledon, but I could be wrong.
I know he did once. I know for sure.
Did he? Okay, so it might have been that year. Let me see.
Sinner breaks again, by the way, for a 5th time, and Sinner now serving for the set with Bublik just having won 2 games, and we're probably going to wrap this set up inside 55 minutes, and we'll be into the 3rd set before the hour mark, which is
Murray beat Songa. Murray beat Songa in the semis. When he lost the year he lost to Federer in the final. In
Federer, yeah. What was his run in 13? Obviously beat Novak in the final.
I'm gonna check. He beat Fedasco in the quarters. He beat the Pole Janovic in the semis before then beating Novak in straight sets in the final. Novak had to come through 5-set against Juan Martín del Potro in the semis.
Yeah.
Because basically Rafa got to the final every year that he played from 2006 to 2011. The only year he didn't do it is in 2009, and because he didn't play because he was injured. And then he went on a run from 2012, I'm going to say, all the way until 2019, where he had early-ish losses.
Yeah.
I mean, 2012, he lost to Darcy in the first round in straight sets. There's one to Kyrgios 2013. There's one to Kyrgios in there. There's one against Gilles Muller in, I think, the 4th round, maybe 2017. 50 minutes on the clock. We've got 3-set points here for Jannik. Goes down the tee, gets it back in play, does Bublik. Oh, he's going to win a point, 40-15. I don't think Murray ever beat him at Wimbledon, but I as I say, could be wrong.
No, I'm gonna double check, but I'm ace out wide to seal it. 50 minutes, and we're going into a 3rd set.
So the Nadal-Murray head-to-head altogether is 17-7 in the favour of Rafa. And their meetings at Wimbledon, at least, came in 2008 quarterfinal. Rafa wins in straight sets. 2010 semi-final. Rafa wins.
You're right. Yeah.
2011 Rafa wins in 4. I think that might be it.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I was convinced, but no. Both at the US and in Australia, Murray beat him.
Quarterfinals in Australia in 2010.
Then there was that quite famous match where Murray absolutely took him apart in Tokyo in 45 minutes.
Didn't he also beat him quite easy ATP finals one year as well? Or maybe
yes, beat him in the ATP finals in
4-1 in 2015.
Yeah.
that was one of Rafa's worst seasons on tour. I mean, between 2015, 2016, that was sort of his doldrums, if you like. And yet they were still top 10.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was as close as he probably came to falling out the top 10. Yeah, there might be a meeting between them at Queen's. I'm going to have a look.
No, don't think so. No,
there isn't.
Nothing at Queen's. Seem to play a lot in Canada, which is quite strange, but a lot of meeting in Canada.
Murray won their last ever match. This is quite funny. How about that? Did you know that they didn't play each other after 2016?
Yeah, I know. Well, Murray played 2/3 of 2017, and then they never met. Then Murray obviously wasn't really around till 2021, really, and then Rafa was in and out with injury, and the chances that they met were slimish. So yeah, 2016 seems crazy that they still, Murray only retired last year.
Rafa too.
They
played an exhibition, I remembered. Funny enough, I every now and again I think about this exhibition, okay? Because it's a bit more than an exhibition. It's not like the week before a slam and and
it's not quite the Six Kings Slam.
No, and it's not even. It's even more important than that. I think it's one of these ones in the Middle East in December where certain players might take it more seriously than others if they're coming back from injury. In the case of Rafa, he hadn't played since Washington, and it was important to get those reps in just with the Australian Open 2 or 3 weeks away. And he lost to Andy in this exhibition in straight sets, I think it was. I think if it went one set all, it would have gone straight to a deciding set tiebreak. But I think they did play out the 2 full sets. And yeah, Murray beat him. And 5-6 weeks later, Rafa was lifting the Australian Open title.
So which member of the big three does Murray have the most wins against? Off the top of your head, don't look it up because I've got it right here.
Well, I know he has 7 against Rafa, which isn't a lot because I'm guessing he's got more against one or both of the other 2. I'm going to say Novak.
Let me double check, but I'm 90% sure it is Federer.
Okay. He has a losing record against all 3, though, right?
Yes, he does. The closest is, he's played Novak the most by a long way.
Okay.
The closest is Federer, 14-11. High peaches. 14-11 with Federer, but Federer won their last 5 encounters.
Okay, so he had to come from behind, did Roger?
And Novak versus Andy is 25-11. So
he's won 11 against both of them, but
yeah.
But of course he's played Novak a lot more.
Yeah.
Sinner, by the way, could be about to extinguish just the last semblance, perhaps, of a chance. Now, you might just say it's only 1 break, but this is...
Which he does. He breaks. Return down the centre. Bublik tries to drop shot. Not good enough. And that's actually a really nice down the line forehand.
It is nice. That was the best drop shot of the match so far. It still wasn't quite perfect, but at least it had a nice spin on it to force Jannik into a basically, maybe if you want to criticize him, you could say he could have just closed that a little bit more because I don't think Jannik can really go cross court there. But again, he is still eye of the needle stuff there in that one down the line.
I do wonder how people will perceive this match, whether it's a scary performance from Jannik or whether it's a bit of Bublik and a bit of Jannik.
I think Jose Morgado will be going scary.
Yes, I think he will be too.
Yeah. And maybe we are focusing a bit too much on Bublik. I think it's also because I think we were expecting a bit more.
Yes, I think we were. And I don't think that's unfair to say, to be honest. I think, with how Bublik's been playing and the form he's been in, obviously there was so much talk about how he hasn't been broken yet. And we're currently at 6 and counting in under an hour.
Yeah. I'm going to say 6 from 8 as well,
Yeah, and I don't think in a practice, you practice for 2 hours with Bublik, and you wouldn't break him 6 times.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, it's just extinguishing any sort of doubts that it could be to make it tricky.
He did say a word describing Jannik before the match, and it was not robot, but it was in this conversation he has just before he goes on court, and along with just making sure I hold in the first game, the other thing was about it was just basically you're just playing someone as close as can be to the perfect tennis player in a way. Right now, and there is an element of that too with these serves down the tee, for example, and the eye the needle stuff that I highlighted. Bublik hasn't helped his cause, but then you could argue, listen, if Bublik doesn't double fault and he wins some more of his second serve points, it's still 6-3, 6-4 right now.
It's just been clinical as always.
His stats went down even further in the second set, by the way, in terms of those second serves. So it was 25, I think, overall, but it was 10% in that second set.
I mean, Jannik taking what's given to him and then adding to it, basically. Just giving him every single opportunity that's, taking all of them. And, Bublik hasn't been able to come up with those big serves out wide or big serves down the tee when he needs them.
Peaches, by the way, occasionally joins the chat from Flushing Meadows
from Flushing Meadows.
Yeah.
There was a Taylor Townsend quote yesterday that confused me a little bit. And I didn't know whether she was talking about her doubles or whether she was talking about her singles, because obviously she lost to that absolute brutal loss to Kochikova.
Yeah.
And she said, I'm playing that sort of tennis that gets me to the place I want to be in, that top 20, that top 10.
Yeah.
Competing for slams. When she's currently ranked outside the world's top 100 and she's never, ever been ranked higher than 48 in the world.
I think people, tennis players, amateurs, professionals, you try and it may sound weird, but you do try and compartmentalize or rationalize, that your run. I don't think the level she brought this week, I thought it was very good. I think Krejcikova had a nightmare 75 minutes before getting things together. Her slices, which are normally much more reliable, were bad. Her backhand on the rise, which I think can be an issue for her, was bad. And Taylor Townsend was there to exploit that. Now, the only thing I would say is I also heard that quote and couldn't really, wasn't quite sure. But then I also think tennis players will convince themselves, and that kidology with yourself, that placebo effect, might help you deal with such a horrendous loss. I mean, I've heard even the big three come out. I mean, I've heard Novak Djokovic get injured against Rafa at the French Open when he was, I think, 2-1 down, maybe 2 sets and a break, and he retired. And Novak came off the court saying the better player lost, and that was put to Rafa, and Rafa just sort of laughed. And this is when Rafa's English was pretty broken. And I'm going to say this is 2006, I would guess. I remember Novak is wearing a France football shirt in the press conference. They've all said, and I think tennis players will do that to themselves. If I lose, even if I lose to a better player, sometimes I'll say I played terribly today and I'm annoyed with myself.
That is the best drop shot Bublik has played probably in the tournament, and Jannik's got there with so much time and played a very, very nice slice.
Yeah, I see Bublik laughing about it.
Saves the break point. Back to Juice.
Yeah, it's a good one. It's a good one.
Bublik hasn't had a break point, has he?
Not to the best of my knowledge.
And
No.
I think there's been one game that's gone to juice on the Jannik serve. I mean, that's just too good.
So you got break point for Jannik right now. Yeah?
I do a break point number 2 of this game for Jannik. Yes.
Yeah.
This third set, I will admit, has been more Sinner than it has been Bublik.
Yeah, we haven't seen any double faults yet, at least anyway. And I think the 2 drop shots that we've seen land
have been good.
Been better, yeah.
Yes, agreed.
Oh, he's just missed that first serve. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Korda telling himself he was going to win Wimbledon. Yeah. So, yes.
7th break of the Bublik serve.
Yeah, 7 from 9. 7 from 9.
7 from 9. And everyone that posted on Twitter about Bublik serving has been given an absolute run for their money by Jannik Sinner tonight. I agree, Peaches, that Taylor was running on adrenaline purely, and she was trying to I mean, that is a tough match to process. And in a press conference straight after that, you could say all sorts, and you'd come out of that press conference thinking, I have pretty much no idea what I just said. Could
be. I also think that, I mean, I don't think she did say it, but there's a chance to tell yourself as well, I was the better player for 2/3, 3/4 of the match against a 2-time Grand Slam winner who was in the WTA finals last year, might win the US Open this year and become a 3-time. So you can sort of do, and I understand it. You do what you can to sort of convince yourself that I could be a top 20 player. That's how I see it. I don't probably ever imagine that peak happening. I mean, how old is Taylor, by the way?
I'm gonna say 27,
29 and a half. But
there you go.
Yeah, you said career high 48, currently
48, 111. Yeah, was for a majority of this season being ranked. Has he landed that? He has. That's an amazing. That's such a good backhand from Bublik. There you go. Maybe that's the spark. Is the absolutely outrageous comeback
to get him to 30, maybe.
Yeah.
On the Jannik.
To get him to 5 games.
Has he got it to juice on the Jannik serve? I don't know if he has. Okay, he has. Oh yeah, he did. Yeah.
How distressing. Not distressing. How you hit that amazing shot and then Sinner just 119 miles an hour out wide and can't get near it. Shuts it down completely. It's just how well Sinner does the fundamentals is completely opposite to Alcaraz, who is all about the flair and all about the
Yeah. The thing is, the draw for Jannik is going to be, who have we had playing on the men's side today? Oh yeah, Musetti. Yeah,
it's Musetti. Yes.
So it's Musetti followed by Felix, or who's the other one? Felix is playing Demon Or. Well, basically, I think of the 3 players left in this half before the final, I think it's Felix that has the best chance.
Well, I
don't think he does. I don't. Let me have a look at their head-to-head.
It might have been Felix snatched a couple wins early in 22 sort of area.
It's 2-1. Yeah, it's 2-1 to Felix.
There you go.
There was a walkover that Felix got as well, but that doesn't count towards the head-to-head. So yeah, they met twice in 2022. So I'm not here saying Felix. It's just that I know exactly how Demon Austin looks.
Was one of those
go on
in Basel? One of those in Basel?
No. So Madrid was on clay, and then it was Cincinnati on hard. And the recent match they played each other in Cincinnati just a few weeks ago. Actually, I didn't realize. And Jannik won 0-2. So maybe
of course, yes. A bit. You almost forget about those matches, don't you?
Yeah.
Sinner holds to 30.
Yeah. Ghosty knows it. Bublik's got Jannik just where he wants him now.
Just where he wants him. Literally, he's about to pounce. If you... Yeah, Jake makes a good point.
Yeah.
It just was that Goff-Tomjanovic match where he said, Goff terribly.
He just hadn't watched.
He just hadn't watched it. And, it's his job. Like, he has to comment. It's the third seed. It's the home favourite. He can't go by not commenting. But it did, for me, it made him look a little bit silly because I was about to say, well, if you actually watched the match, then you'd realise how good that match was.
Yeah. It's funny. Sometimes he doesn't watch match, or often he doesn't watch, and then he'll tell you how good a match was, and you're thinking, really? I thought that match was trash. It might have been 6-4 in the third, but it was just trash tennis all over.
Blockbuster. But when he's actually watching a match, you can tell because that's just so good. This set could be 0-0.
This could be 1-1-0.
This set has been exceedingly good from Jannik. Exceedingly good. But the other two sets, I just feel like it wasn't crazy good from Jannik. It just was. It was very strong, but Bublik kind of just handing it over in the big moments, and we have 2 break points for 5-love. This could be 1-1-0.
And this, I wonder what the stats are for a 4th round at a slam. What was Djokovic against Schwartzman? I think maybe 5 games in the French Open. I'm going to say 4th round of 2022.
I'd like to know what the fastest 5-set format match ever is.
Probably under an hour. Probably. Actually, it was a bit close. It was the 4th round, but it was 1-3-3. I just remember it being a dominant performance by Novak.
Well, hold on, because Bublik pulls it back to deuce.
There you go.
This, Ghosty's saying this is right where he wants it. It very much has been Bublik. I was about to say it very much has been Ghosty's year. This has very much been Bublik's year, Ghosty.
I mean, it has. It's been the best year of his career.
Absolutely, by a mile. Another break point for Sinner. Double fault from Bublik.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, too good. Yeah, Bublik. Forehand down the line.
Yeah, I would imagine because 5-set format, by the way, so obviously a 3-set win. There have been love matches in history. So of course you don't know the timing for them, but I'm just gonna have a quick look now.
Well, Bublik now has game point after saving 3 break points.
So there have been at least 17 best-of-5 matches which have lasted the 18 games. In other words, triple bagel. Don't know about timing for those, but
You can't imagine that it's that long. Bublik gets on the board.
Andy Murray has an O. I think Andy Murray has a triple bagel for him in his favour at the Davis Cup. Davis Cup, by the way, is a frequent occurrence, but when because they used to play a lot of best of fives, and the disparity between the haves and the have-nots is even wider.
When did they stop playing best of five in Davis Cup?
5 years ago, maybe.
18.
Was it when Gerard Piqué sort of took over?
Maybe. Yeah.
Should be about 18, 19, something like that.
Yes, right. That.
But anyway, they were certainly playing them until 2016, and Murray got one in 2011. I'm just looking. I don't, of all the players to receive the O, the triple bagel, I don't recognize any of the names. Plenty of names I recognize who've won the triple bagels, such as Andy Murray, such as Todd Woodbridge, such as Sergei Bugera.
Is Nadal ever triple bageled someone at Roland Garros?
Nope.
Where was Murray's triple bagel?
Davis Cup 2011. Just says second round, so I don't know what that means exactly. But it was against Lauren Bram of the Netherlands. Oh, Luxembourg.
Right. Well, you know.
Stefan Edberg has got one in the 87 Wimbledon. So Todd Woodbridge is the last person to do it at a slam. He did it in 2001 in the third round of qualifying. So this is even including qualifying.
Oh, yikes. Yeah.
Yeah, right. But the last person to do it in the main draw of a slam was Sergei Bugera in the second round of the French Open. And before the last person to do it at Wimbledon was Stefan Edberg in 1987. And the last person to do it at US Open was the same year, Ivan Lendl.
That is quite interesting. Third round of qualifying. It's not like you've had a wild card face up against the world number one.
Could be injury. I wonder with one or two of these players, maybe injury related, but they didn't want to retire.
Maybe. You'd think, because how can you? I mean, obviously, if you're having a bad day, you're having a bad day, but you've come through 2 rounds of qualifying.
Yeah, right. The disparity shouldn't be there. You're right.
Yeah.
There's even just looking at. Oh no. So the ones that do happen tend to be first rounds. The ones at slams I'm looking at tend to be first rounds, but there were some second round slams where it happened.
Here you go. This is where Bublik, comes alive. That's an outstanding return.
Yeah.
He's not even looking at it. He just hit it and he stopped looking at it. I think Bublik's had in this situation, are you what do you reckon Bublik is thinking right now? Do you think he's thinking
play lights out? I mean, I guess he might have been doing something like that anyway, but play lights out.
Is it Jannik's been too good? Like, what am I supposed to do? Or is it
you feel fine? You don't feel fine, but you feel okay in a way because it's happened so fast.
Yeah.
Honestly, he won't be thinking about this match for very long. It's not so scarring in an Anisimova kind of way. And it's also Jannik, who you only have to play every now and again if you go deep at a slam. You just think, okay, Jannik is not playing in the next tournament I'm playing, which might be a 250 in Asia, for example.
I think he is down to play. Let me just have a look at Bublik's schedule.
I'll play better than him next time we play, and who knows? But right now, you just play lights out.
Which is what he's doing, those 2 returns.
Even more drop shots, probably even bigger second serves as well when it comes to his service game.
He's down to play Hangzhou and Beijing.
Okay,
yeah. Alcaraz obviously making the switch to Tokyo after there was such a one-sided sort of star-studded lineup in Beijing last year compared to Tokyo.
So him and Sinner are splitting it, are they? Is Sinner staying in Beijing?
Yeah. Well, here we go. Bublik has a break point.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Jannik's is human.
He is indeed human. He makes an unforced error. Quite possibly his third of the set. Well, first of the set, maybe. I don't know. Save base out wide.
Yeah.
That was quick. Yeah. Back to us. Yeah, Carlos and Jannik splitting Tokyo and Beijing. I feel like Tokyo probably spent a bit of money to get Carlos to go over there instead.
Maybe. Or maybe he just thought that's a slightly easier 500 points than... And world number one for the end of the year is still up for grabs, right? I think if if Carlos wins the US Open, he overtakes Sinner, is that right?
He does take it, yeah.
I mean, it'd be very close, I imagine, but because he obviously went out mega early last year, losing to Botic van der Sandstoep.
Yeah, in straights.
Yeah, in a wild result, but that's
quite
what happened.
Possibly the strangest result.
Maybe
because I was bracing myself for Draper Alcaraz round 3, and I was thinking, well, this is great, but he's got Alcaraz in round 3. And then I woke up the next morning and I was like, oh my god,
yeah,
what the hell happened last night?
En route to the semis.
Yeah. And it kind of just split the draw wide open for Jack. Oh, Bublik goes wide off return and Jannik holds.
You get to 4-2, you hold for 4-3, and you go, well, okay, could get some interesting. At least the first 2 points on Jannik's serve will be interesting. If he gets to 30 love, then okay, you lose a bit of interest. But anyway, and here we are, 5-1.
5-1. This wouldn't surprise me if it's 1-1 and 1. Lob goes wide with the smash.
Who missed the smash? Bublik.
Yeah, Bublik. Underarm.
From Bublik?
Yeah, underarm, and he wins the point.
Great. Why hasn't he done one before?
He did double faulted with an underarm earlier in the match.
With the second serve was a double underarm?
Yeah, second serve was an underarm. Ace wide. Here we go. 5-2 incoming.
Here we go.
Thanks, Ghosty.
My stream on my phone has just decided to stop playing ball. I've got the stream still on my TV, so I don't know why the phone has given up the ghost.
Was that an unintentional pun?
Totally unintentional in terms of who we got in the live chat. Okay, I've got it back.
Match point for Sinner. As Bublik tries to 7 volley for maybe the 6th time in the match. I don't think he's actually won one yet. Any chance for Bublik underarm on match point?
Yeah.
No, misses the first.
Oh, okay.
Oh, this looks like it's going to be 1-1 and 1. And he double faults on match point. It is 1-1 and 1. Bublik,
do you think Sinner threatens to hit him after he did the underarm serve?
An embrace of the net of sorts. Bublik kind of just, that iconic thing of Bublik saying this guy's 17 and he's
yeah, what you said about Mensik,
yeah. Kind of. Oh no! What he said about Mensik? Have you never seen that clip?
Who you talking about?
Bublik.
Yeah, I know it.
Oh yeah. When he was talking about Sinner.
Yeah. I thought I remember him talking about Mensik, and he's saying this is in Madrid this year.
I think it was 21 or something like that.
Okay, I don't know.
Bublik played Sinner when he was like 18, and he it was like a crazy match, but Sinner just about came through, and Bublik was like, "You're 18 and you're absolutely insane. Like, you're gonna be ridiculously good." And yeah, Bublik still smiling as he walks through the tunnel, like he's actually just not processed what's just happened. And you know,
that was someone told him that was an exhibition, and the fourth round is really tomorrow.
Yeah, that was just a hit on that was a paid hit on Arthur Ashe right there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And he's coming back tomorrow.
He's coming back to Mexico again.
What was I going to say? We're just seeing an interesting tweet here from Ben Rothenberg. Taylor Fritz doing a nighttime practice on court 5 ahead of tomorrow's nighttime match with Novak. Yes, so that is the, I think it opens the night session tomorrow. Oh, no, it's the second one on Ashe tomorrow night. Novak as well giving the game away in his press conference yesterday when he said, well, I'm going to be on a night shift. Well, I don't know if I'm going to be on the night match, but he obviously already been briefed. And he also admitted that he was very happy to have that occurrence. But anyway, back to Jannik Sinner, 1-1-1. He is going to be as fresh as a daisy for his semi-final with Lorenzo Musetti. He leads the head-to-head 2-0, so they've not played that much. In fact, this will be the first match between the two since 2023. He also hasn't played Felix Auger-Aliassime as well, who might be a semi-final for him. But any final words? I want to say one more thing regarding you, Fergus. Fergus said to me yesterday, he said, it's going to be late in the UK, so if it goes deep, I might have to, if it goes long, I might have to leave the stream and blah, blah, blah. And yeah, in the end, it was an hour and 15?
Hour and 15, hour and 20?
Hour and 21. I can see it now in the background.
Wow.
Yeah, I wonder what Jannik's got to say, actually. Let's dip into his post-match comments.
Tough battles, especially this year, so we know each other a little bit better now.
Yeah, beat him in Halle.
Wish me all the best, but he had a very tough match, the last match, playing 5 sets, finishing very late. Today he didn't serve as good as he usually serves, and so. Yeah,
I wonder if maybe we underestimated the Bublik exertions in his previous match.
Overall, I'm very, very happy. The first time this year that I can play, the night match here, and it makes so big difference.
Oh, is that his first night match?
Is it? Oh, yeah, he's always been playing in the day.
Maybe he likes the night better than the day as well.
Yeah.
For coming, for cheering. This is a very special occasion for us players, so thank you so much.
How would you describe what it's like playing in Arthur Ashe in front of all these New Yorkers and fans of yours?
Yeah, it's amazing, it gives so much energy here. It's very different to a lot of courts. This is the biggest stage we have in our season, so it's also the last Grand Slam we have of the season, so it makes everything much more special. So I'm very happy to be again in the quarters. It's a great result. We try to play as best as good as we can, and then we'll see what we can achieve this year. But overall, I'm very, very happy to be back in the quarters.
Speaking of the quarters, it'll be an all-Italian quarterfinals between you and Lorenzo Musetti. What excites you about that matchup?
Yeah, it's great to see. I mean, Italian tennis is in a great form now. We have so many players, so many different game styles. Lorenzo is maybe one of the biggest talents we have in our sport. So I'm looking forward for this one. From an Italian point of view, it's great to have at least, for sure, one Italian player in the semis. I know here are a lot of Italians in the crowd, so it makes everything special.
Okay.
Well, I'm pleasantly surprised to see that Jose's has not said that it was lights out from Sinner. It was quite a standard tweet. It was more like, 3 games dropped, but it's just, Sinner things, isn't it?
Good. Can I get 60 seconds from you on Sinner against Musetti? The head-to-head is 2-0. I'm going to remind you of those 2 matches right now. There was a walkover for Musetti as well in 23, but of course, again, that doesn't count towards the head-to-head. So the 2 wins for Jannik. One came on indoor hard in Antwerp in 2021, and the other one came on outdoor clay in Monte Carlo. So again, a bit of a surprise, bearing in mind these 2 have been in the top or upper tier, let's say, of tennis top 20, top 30 for the last 2 or 3 years. Jannik, though, post-puke Jannik, so that's just under 2 years ago when he puked. I think it was in Beijing, wasn't it?
Yes.
Beijing, yeah. And that was in September October of 2023.
No, was it Shanghai?
No, I thought it was Beijing semi-final. Let me check.
It might have been, because I remember that he lost to Shelton in 3. That's the last time that Jannik Sinner has lost. Well, actually, apart from the French Open.
It was in Beijing, yeah.
It was in Beijing.
Okay. Apparently it was against Grigor Dimitrov and not against Alcaraz, as I thought.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was that period in the Asian swing of 2023. And so really we sort of look at Jannik, and a bit like we look at Daniil Medvedev. We used to look at some of Medvedev's head-to-heads, but that's because he hadn't played them since 2018, 2019. And then Medvedev just transforms into a top 5 player towards the end of 2019. And so we have to look at these things slightly different. But anyway, he has won the 2 matches that they have played before. And he's going to be the hot favorite, of course. Can Musetti do anything?
Musetti can do plenty during the match.
Jannik,
just giving a different ball to look at for Jannik. Hitting, obviously the one-hander is something different to look at, and that slice is, something that Bublik didn't do today an awful lot was bring out the slice. Obviously the drop shot was not really working today, but the slice backhand is something that Musetti does really well. Just the core positions that Musetti takes up are very different to most players, and it's something different to look at. So, fun points should be, but, Musetti a chance. You feel as though Chapo has sort of like shown that it can be done, but maybe Musetti takes a set, but, Sinner cruises through in 4. Maybe it's 1 set all, and everyone's like, oh, hold on, settle in. And then, Sinner wins the next 2, 6-2, 6-3, and it's, I just feel like Jannik's ball speed will really rush Musetti. And we've seen that when you take away time from Musetti, especially on the hard court. I mean, that's why he hasn't had a good hard court swing this year. But obviously, apart from this week where he's kind of picked up his form again, but yeah, on the hard court he just isn't as all his weapons and craftiness on court isn't utilized as much as the clay or the grass. But yeah, it can still pose a few issues, but nothing that Sinner can't move past.
No, exactly. There is something as well for Lorenzo fans to clutch at as well, which is the fact that there have been some serve adjustments ahead of the US Open. So Coco Gauff is not alone in making some of these changes on the eve of the tournament, and Lorenzo has benefited from that in terms of some service speeds. And I saw Gil Gross extracting some interesting comments from Lorenzo the other day, and do check out Gil's comments on Twitter about that. But I don't think it'll be enough. I don't even think it'll be enough to get a set. I hope you're right that we at least get a moment where we both say buckle up. I was thinking of the Lorenzo Carlos French Open semi-final when we sort of had a moment like that. Albeit I think Lorenzo had some physical issues that day. I also think this is probably Lorenzo's weakest surface.
I don't think probably. Absolutely it is.
I know, but the only thing is I think he's overestimated on grass, because I know he got that Wimbledon semi-final, but that's based on one result against Taylor Fritz, and it was an excellent result. Yeah, I think Novak showed his level.
I know, I just think it's his craftiness on a grass court that makes it. But I think for sure this is his weakest surface. He's easier to read and figure out on a hard court. Yeah.
So Jannik for me wins in straights. Fergus, big thanks for joining me today.
Thank you very much. Pleasure as always. I mean, I was expecting to still be here at about 3 a.m.
Yeah.
But yeah.
We've got some live streams in the pipeline for tomorrow. We'll see whether they come to fruition. So do stay tuned. Make sure you hit the notification bell, people, because I know that during the US Open, some people have not been getting notified for our streams, which is a pity. Our numbers have been a bit down during the US Open, but I'm optimistic that post US Open, this glitch won't continue to occur, because I know it's happened in the past. But so anyone who's watching right now, do make sure that you click that notification bell so you know exactly when it is we're posting our content and we go live. I just don't know the exact matches. I'm hoping there are 4 matches, I think, on the singles side tomorrow. I'm hoping that we cover at least 2 of them. And of course, there is an Alex Ayala match as well, which I'm hoping to cover as well, around about midnight Central European time, 11 p.m. UK tomorrow night. But yeah, and also there's a good chance we'll do one of Barbora Krejcikova against Pegula, or I know Damien wants to do. Well, no, Damien is okay with doing Lehecka Alcaraz if I can get him.
He's okay. He doesn't want to do it. I mean,
exactly.
There are very few things Damien wants to do.
Indeed, yeah. That isn't like the world number 412 playing the world number 608 challenge and qualify.
And he thinks that is pure talent on display there.
But he said he'll do it in particular if I can get him a partner. So I am working on that. He might still do it on his own as well. So there's all sorts of possibilities tomorrow. But the only way that you'll be aware is if you A, subscribe, and B, hit the notification bell. And in fact, I think the end of this stream will actually redirect you automatically to the Alex Ayala stream that I've already set up. But there's a good chance we'll do at least one of those first 2 matches in New York tomorrow as well. So once again, thanks for everyone joining, and thanks to you, Fergus.
Thank you very much, everyone. See you soon.
And to everybody else, you know the drill. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell so you don't miss out on all things tennis.